Well, Tully, you've got nice legs, I know that, but everybody wants to know about Penny Taylor's leg at the moment. I'll ask you about your game.
That is definitely more important right now. She was in the locker room icing still, so we're staying positive that all will be good. Hopefully it was just a bit more of a scare as well, and it's not as bad as what it might have looked. But I dare say for the rest of the day, in the next 48 hours, she'll probably just be icing.
Just a simple fall. Looked a simple fall.
It just looked like maybe she stepped on the opponent's foot, so hopefully not too much damage.
All right. How is she, though? She looked a bit vulnerable when she was sitting down, but I just thought the spirit there was fantastic. Everybody making sure they could get over there, and yet poor old Jan had to make sure you'd focused on the task at hand.
I know, it's always difficult, especially obviously one of your major players going down like that. But no, she had a smile on her face when I saw her in the locker room, and everyone obviously is totally concerned about her, but no, she's staying optimistic.
Okay. Now the game itself, particularly the first half, was pretty scrappy. They couldn't buy a basket. In the second quarter, right up until about a minute to go, they'd only shot 2 points for the whole quarter. What sort of a game was it like to play?
It was a bit flat, I must admit. We had to try and generate our own energy. Usually you can feed off the crowd, and obviously that's what the case is going to be like, I guess, against China coming up. But tonight it was definitely a bit flat out there. And, it's just one of those games you just got to grind away. I felt they didn't probably come out with high energy. And, we did what we had to do. We still won by 40, around 40 points, I think it was. But we had to do it by just trying to push each other and generate that energy.
Is it difficult, Tully, when you're not severely challenged, when you're playing a game, and it's a quarter-final. It's a quarter-final of the Olympic Games, and yet there was never a stage in the game where it looked as if they were going to beat you.
No, and I must admit, it didn't feel like, even just warming up, and when you're warming up as an opponent, sometimes you look down the other end and just see what their energy levels are like, and I didn't see any energy coming from them, and that was the way it was for the whole game, and not once did I feel like we were ever going to lose. We were totally in control from the very beginning, but as you say, it was just a bit disappointing, I guess, maybe for the crowd, because, just being that little bit flat out there, they couldn't get that excitement maybe into the game.
But it's a W for you. It's a win.
You'll take a win any time. It gets us into the semi-finals, gets us into the medal rounds now, and obviously it's going to be a totally different atmosphere come Thursday against China. It's going to be an unbelievable atmosphere, and we certainly will be coming ready to play.
It's been a long and winding road for you, and you're
very long.
coming up to a roundabout, and I'm not sure what the signs say, but would this be the ultimate?
Oh, this would be the absolute ultimate. I've been lucky. I've had Games experience. I've been to the Worlds, both golds at those major events, and this would be just the icing on the cake if I could also put a gold in the trophy cabinet. But obviously we've got two big opponents to come up against to get to that ultimate goal. But obviously I'm 36 years of age, so I definitely can't see myself being involved at the age of 40 in another Olympics. So this would be the swan song for me.
Is this the best team, the best Opals team you've played with?
Oh, definitely. And a lot of people also have past players as well have also commented that they think that this is one of the best Opals teams ever to be assembled. So, we need to take the advantage of that. And
even Emma Randall and Erin Phillips got time tonight too, and that's important because get over China and get into a gold medal. You need 12. Everybody's got to do something.
Well, you do, and you just don't know what's going to happen game by game. We didn't know tonight that Penny obviously, was going to hurt her ankle, so everybody has to be ready. Sometimes you might not get on, but then the next game, it might require you to go out there for 5-10 minutes. It just depends on matchups, and everyone just needs to be focused from 1 to 12.
True enough. Now, about China, the atmosphere in the game beforehand against Belarus, and when they won, it was like they'd won a gold medal. They were dancing around, and it was quite extraordinary. Now, they will bring that to the semi-final against Australia. Do you block that out? How do you handle that?
Well, you soak it up to a certain extent. We've now, at the World Championships against Brazil in the semi-finals, it was the same thing. The crowd was probably as loud as what we are going to have on Thursday, and you just enjoy the atmosphere. You just, I guess, as a player, you just pretend that it's actually, it's for you. And but as you say, once that ball goes up and you step onto the court, you really do block it out. And we just have to do a good job of getting on top of China early to try and minimise the effect of the crowd. Because once they get on a roll, then that crowd gets loud. Obviously you don't know what can happen, but Our objective is to obviously minimise that.
You need to stomp on Meow,
Yes.
clock Tom Maher and push Michelle
That's
Timms
right, yeah.
over, in that order.
In that order, okay. Well, I'll pass that on to the girls. But obviously, it's still a bit strange looking down at the opposition bench and seeing former Opals coach Tom Maher and starting point guard Michelle Timms down there. But, obviously, but part of the Chinese system now is similar to what, Tom used to run with the Opals. So, obviously, I like playing against the China now that it's more like a system. But they also know the tricks of the trade that we bring to the table. So it'll just be a matter of who comes out, who reads the defenses better, who plays better defense, and obviously who puts the ball in the hole a couple more times. Just need to put it in one more time than them. That's all.
Well, you said you've ticked over the 36 candles on a cake. I'll tell you what.
Antique rookie.
Is
That's
that
what they're calling me, the antique rookie.
Well, you've been an absolute ornament to the game. You've been able to establish credibility around the world with your performance as a basketball player. And I hope there are 2 more games left, and I hope there's 2 more successful games left. And Tully Bevilaqua, thank you so much for joining Grandstand Around Australia.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your kind words.